Head to factor75.com hammer 50 to get 50% off your first box. Big thanks to Factor for sponsoring this video. Mysterious entities known as the Umbra. The Milky Way galaxy of the 41st millennium has no shortage of strange and bizarre Xenos life forms, most of which have either gone undocumented or the study and cataloging of is only in its infancy. Amongst them, the creatures known as the Umbra are perhaps the strangest. They appear as smooth black spheres that live within the void of space and are often attracted to areas that resonate with the warp. Voidfarers have traded tales of these things for centuries, of hundreds if not thousands of them showing up and hovering around their ships, being particularly attracted to their warp engines. For the longest time they seemed relatively harmless, and were originally viewed as just a pest. But the reality was that couldn't possibly be further from the truth. There was one particular instance where an Umbra managed to make it inside one of the ships. This is a brief snippet from the account of Navigator Unkli Nakis, who witnessed the event. Observing quarantine procedure, the officer of the watch ordered the pest destroyed and summoned stormtroopers to that end. No sooner had they opened fire than all hell broke loose. The creature was able to manipulate areas of darkness, drawing upon matter like oil from those zones of deepest shadow, the cracks between the bulkheads, beneath crates of supplies, even from the pupils of our own eyes. This assemblage of Umbros material was deployed in the most horrific fashion, a confluence of hooks, blades, teeth, and the like. Seeing a squad slaughtered and the barrage ineffectual, the commissar ordered a retreat and vented the hangar to the void. It would turn out that incidents like these were not particularly uncommon. There would be many reports of these creatures turning up in great quantities across the Imperium with alarming frequency. Most of the time they were easily dispersed, though at other times they would turn violently murderous. Entire ships have been lost to these shadowsmiths, the satellites ripped apart, even planetary colonies engaged by shapeless dark matter entities which only the mightiest weapons can harm. The only thing that truly seems to hurt them, or at the very least scare them off, is great quantities of light. But even that is a double-edged sword, as casting that much light on them creates shadows that they can manipulate. A single one of these spheres having the potential to create armies of eldritch shadow monstrosities and a hurricane of bladed limbs and snapping jaws. At one point, one of the Umbra was dissected in order to be studied. It was said to have a surface that was uniformly black, with a carapace temperature that remained at 10 degrees Celsius despite the application of meltabeams or liquid nitrogen. It had no obvious means of motion, yet in confinement would hover at about head level. It had no respiratory, digestion, or excretion tracts, and thus was determined not to be an organism in the traditional sense. After the scientists had completed their physical observations of the specimen, they decided to euthanize it by exposing its cell to a continuous blast of strong light. They sent in 6 illuminator drones, pre-configured to adopt evenly spaced positions around the subject. The illuminators were activated at full strength for a period of about 30 seconds, and the subject's body appeared as if it was brightening. It was in that moment that all of the humans that were witnessing the execution suddenly experienced intense cranial pain. They were assaulted by a barrage of mental images that depicted a vast humanoid figure splintering apart, scenes of a turbulent warp storm, deep space, and a single word pulsing through their minds: linger. As quickly as it began, the phenomena abruptly ended, and the dead Umbra dropped to the floor. The Umbra still have a lot of secrets, and the list of known facts about them is dwarfed by the unknown. But whatever they actually are, and whatever their purpose is, they clearly have a demonstrable warp presence, and seem naturally drawn to areas that resonate with the warp, whether they be the hulls of void ships or suspected points of access to the Eldar webway. Calculus Logi Beer of the Mechanicus theorized that the Umbra were but a minuscule portion of extra-dimensional creatures. Inquisitor Maturin Raleigh speculated that they were innately hostile to human life and may be seeking to purge those species within the physical universe that caused the warp to become such a turbulent place. There was also the account of the admittedly confessed heretic Colonel Salvador, who was burned at the stake after writing it. Visited I was by the thirster in the dark, smelt her who keeps her secrets breasted, her who came upon me and told and told. Time before she was born, she told, time before all that. Wars in heaven and hell, star devils lock horns triumphant, and old gods kill the way. Killed, she says, all but one. Hid away he did, up to his old ways, tweaking and dabbling, poking and prodding. She says, came a time when he's done his work, wants to hide and watch, always watching. So into the warp he goes. Then she's born in the long ear's brain, see, and she laughs out loud and chops him 1,000,000 times and kicks the shards out into the cold. To linger, she says, to linger like always. If his account is to be believed, it would seem to insinuate that the Umbra are shards of a broken god, a broken old one, specifically Ka, the one worshipped by the species known as the Hrud. This old one seemingly managed to escape the fate of his species at the conclusion of the war in heaven, before ultimately being shattered by Slanesh during the fall of the Eldar Empire. But is this possible? Are the Umbra actually shards of an old one? Would it be possible for them to all come back together as an intact entity? Or is there something else going on here? There hasn't been a lot of information released on these guys in a long time, so it might be a mystery we unfortunately may never get an answer to. The Deep Warp Theory. Proponents of the Deep Warp Theory believe that the entirety of what we've been shown of the Immaterium so far in Warhammer 40k is nothing but the tiniest, most insignificant portion of it, and that much like how the oceans of ancient Terra were, the deeper you go into its waters, the stranger and more bizarre the entities you encounter. This is the realm of the Deep Warp, a kingdom built upon a foundation of rotting gods, the darkest, most turbulent depths of the Sea of Souls, an alien realm of psychic darkness where even demons and deities refuse to tread. To understand what the Deep Warp is, we can look at a real-world phenomena that takes place in our oceans each and every day, known as a whale fall. When a whale dies, its body sinks to the ocean floor. Their corpse can often create a hyper-complex localized ecosystem that supplies substance to a variety of different deep-sea organisms. It can take years or even decades for these carrion feeders to completely devour every last inch of the massive creature until all that remains is a lonely and forgotten skeleton, and all of these entities slink back away into the black. Proponents of the Deep Warp believe that most of the oceans of ancient Terra, the Sea of Souls works in a similar manner, that when a significantly powerful warp entity or great deity dies, its essence sinks deep beneath the turbulent tides into an infinite well of madness and insanity, where it is consumed by creatures so alien and bizarre it's impossible to describe them.
हाँ ठीक, बात कर लो हम बाद में, अपना काम कर रहा.
There are some who like to point to the existence of the Well of Eternity as evidence that the Deep Warp is in fact real. It is said to be a vast receptacle of knowledge and arcane power, the center of all reality, the place where time and space originated and ended, a place that even the Chaos Gods are afraid to go to. The concept of the warp is not just a stagnant realm of infinite energy in every direction and has distinct areas to it, some vastly more dangerous, turbulent, or unknowable than others, is an idea that was commonplace amongst the Thousand Sons of the Great Crusade era. For the most part, they were told to stick to what they refer to as the shoals of the Great Ocean, and to never venture too deep, for humanity wasn't ready for that. However, the idea of the Deep Warp itself is not something that I have found within their writings. Most of the people who subscribe to the Deep Warp theory will often point to one particular passage where they believe it is mentioned in the novel The Path of Heaven by Chris Raitt. There are layers. There's stratum ethereus, the shallow ways. There is stratum profundus, the greater arteries. Plunging deeper, there is stratum obscurus, the root of terror. No living man can navigate the deep ways. Even he could not. It's not a mirror. It moves like a living thing. It is a living thing. Touch it, and it trembles. I do not have the eye, but I still have seen things. I have studied what they study. The complexity is immortal. The sea is an ocean. All know this. It has currents, it has depths, it has storms. Near the surface, you can see the Cartomancer's light. You can follow it. You can use your Geller Aegis, and you are kept barred from the intelligences. But even then, you are just below the upper limits. Go deeper, and the Aegis shatters. The lights go out. The eye is blinded. When men say they traverse the warp, they boast, for no mortal does more than skim across eternity's face, like stones thrown by a child. We do not belong there. It is poison for us, and the deeper in, the worse the poison. It takes the power of a tormented sun just to puncture the shallowest shoals. No energy in our arsenal could possibly pierce further. String the reactors of a dozen battleships together, double their potential, and it still would not be enough. Although there does seem to be some evidence to support the existence of what we would consider to be the Deep Warp, it's important to remember that it's mostly just fan speculation. This is just a theory. There's just not enough concrete evidence to point to other than a few key conversations in certain novels. The idea of the deep warp is something that I would love Games Workshop to explore a bit more in the future, but I hope they never give us too many definitive answers. It would just kind of ruin the whole cosmic horror vibe this theory has going on. The mysterious disappearance of Arkan Land. The earliest mention that we have of the famous techno-archaeologist Arkan Land comes from an old White Dwarf article where it was revealed that he discovered the STC fragments that contained the blueprints for the Land Raiders, meaning that, yes, the Land Raiders are named as such due to the man that discovered them. He was always just this obscure background character that no one really knew anything about, and just kind of served as a fun fact to know about Land Raiders. But that would all change in the Horus Heresy novel line, as he was a prominent character in several of the books and really came into his own. A lot of Warhammer fans, myself included, think he's an absolute treasured smart boy. I genuinely find him hilarious and charming. One of my absolute favorite inventions of his is a pet cyborg monkey. Now, monkeys have been extinct on Terra for tens of thousands of years, so he had to go off of their fossil records in order to recreate them. And he gave it a scorpion tail, because that's kind of what it looks like if you've just got bones to work with. When questioned about this by another individual who pointed out that their tail was probably prehensile and used to hang from branches, Arkan Land said that was absolutely ridiculous. What purpose would that serve? Monkeys were clearly deranged and venomous predators. I f***ing love this dude. However, Arkan Land unfortunately suffers from the same fate that a lot of 40k characters do, wherein originally they're just a little bit of background fluff, and then they become characters in their own right in the later novels. But that very first mention that we got of him didn't just tell us who he was, it told us how he died. As a techno-archaeologist, Land had dedicated his life to scouring the catacombs and tech vaults beneath the surface of Mars in order to recover fragments of STCs and pieces of ancient lost archaeotech from the Dark Age of technology. It was because of his efforts that the Imperium has access to some of their greatest technology. At one point, he led a 3-year expedition into the Librarius Ominous, which is an ancient underground library the size of a
Season 3. Okay, let's go.
What's up, everybody? This is Mastery and Gamer, and it's time again to get hyped for the next upcoming new Overwatch in February, and is pretty prominently featured
Japan
right
night.
on the roadmap for the first portion of 2026. Without even delving into any leaks or other information we have, we can just tell from the silhouette that it looks to be a female character with long hair, horns sticking out of her head. Now, as we've seen previously, particularly in Season 2 with Sierra releasing as a part of the whole Grand Mesa story arc and location, this in and of itself gives a pretty strong indicator that the Season 3 hero is going to be tied to Japan, as not only is the map clearly visible as being part of the new content coming in that season, but even the banner at the top features that exact same map. Additionally, it's also possible that this specific character was subtly referenced in
Why are there so many dislikes on this video?
When the warp whispered his name on Greya, nothing answered. That silence alone was enough to mark Captain Titus as a heretic in the eyes of the Inquisition. What followed that silence is one of the strangest entries in the recent records of the Adeptus Astartes. The kind of story his own chapter still answers in half sentences. The kind that other captains hear and choose not to repeat. And the kind that, by the time anyone asks the right questions, the Inquisition has already sealed away. By the time he walked back into the light, the warrior who emerged was no longer the captain who had vanished. The galaxy had changed. He had changed. And the question that has haunted his chapter ever since is whether he is still one of them, or something else entirely. The answer begins where his name was first written into legend. Before the thunder of bolters ever surrounded him, he was just a boy chosen for something far greater than an ordinary life. And the order that chose him would shape every battle still to come. His path began in the ranks of the Ultramarines, and that early choice would matter deeply for the warrior he later became. The Sons of Ultramar traced their bloodline directly to Rabute Gilliman, whose Codex Astartes has shaped every part of Space Marine doctrine for more than 10,000 years, which means rising within their ranks is less about survival and more about taking on a tradition of sharp, careful tactics. Born on the farming world of Tarentus in Ultramar and recruited as a young trainee, he passed through the trials that turned mortal candidates into superhuman warriors, and he came out of those trials with a sense of combat and a calm under fire that marked him almost at once as an officer in waiting. Out of that early standout performance, his eventual command of the 2nd Company was not a reward given lightly. Within the Ultramarines, the 2nd is the main battle company, leading attacks when the fighting is at its worst, which means its leaders have always been counted among the greatest heroes the chapter has ever produced. The weight of that legacy rested on his shoulders the moment he took the role, and by the time Greya began to unfold, he had already lived through campaigns that would have broken lesser brothers. The result was a name known for sharp tactical thinking, paired with a personal willingness to meet the enemy face to face. Even in those earlier years, however, one trait set him apart from his peers, and it would later define him in ways that no one could have guessed. He carried a deep, unbreakable will, a mental wall that refused to give way under the kind of pressure that drives other warriors into either reckless action or quiet despair. Officers who served beside him noted that he stayed calm, almost strangely so, in the presence of horrors that would shake the most experienced veterans. That calm would one day become the most important part of his entire legend, but the first time it would be tested in full came on Greya. Because that calm had held through a decade of smaller trials, no one in his command structure expected that Greya would be the fight that finally pushed it to breaking point. But what waited for him there was something not even the chapter's oldest veterans had seen before. The Forge world of Greya stood as a key industrial planet of the Imperium, building Titan engines and weapons for the Emperor's armies, and that strategic value was exactly what drew a massive orc wad down upon it. He led a strike force of the 2nd Company against an enemy counted in the millions, which by every standard rule of war should have been seen as impossible. Doctrine would have called for pulling back and laying siege, but the presence of a specific warlord-class Titan named Invictus under construction on the surface made giving up the planet unthinkable, so he stayed. What followed became part of chapter legend, and the events of that campaign, recorded in detail in the original Warhammer 40k Space Marine, are still pulled from the archives whenever younger officers ask how a single company is meant to take a Forge world back from a horde. Within days of landing, he came face to face with the orc war boss Grimskull, a creature whose sheer size and aggression dwarfed his own armored frame. Orc war bosses are counted among the strongest single warriors in the galaxy, able to rip Astartes apart with their bare hands, which meant Titus had only seconds to read the fight and exploit his opponent's few openings. After a fierce duel, he brought the war boss down and finished the creature with a plasma pistol round to the head, breaking the greenskin command structure in a single decisive moment. The galaxy, able to rip a
Hmm. Hmm. You know what? First, let's start with practice. Yeah.
Astartes apart with their bare hands, which meant Titus had only seconds to read the fight and exploit his opponent's few openings. After a fierce duel, he brought the war boss down and finished the creature with a plasma pistol round to the head, breaking the greenskin command structure in a single decisive moment. Yet what looked like a clean greenskin invasion was already turning into something else. for forces of chaos had been working the situation from the shadows. The Dark Lord Nemeroth and his chosen warband had used the orc attack as cover for a far darker goal. Their real target was a warp-powered artifact known as the Power Source, a device of immense and ruinous energy crafted by a corrupted inquisitorial agent, and the traitor planned to use it to fuel his rise to demonhood while tearing open a massive rift above the planet's surface. When the Ultramarine uncovered the plan mid-campaign, he had to chase his quarry even as Nemeroth went through his change into a Demon Prince of Chaos Undivided, a transformation that grants its target near godlike strength, a near unbreakable form, and the raw power of the Immaterium itself. Ending the life of a Demon Prince at the moment of its rise is a feat save for the most legendary heroes in Imperial history, and many chapter masters go their entire careers without facing such a being, let alone winning against one in personal combat. Titus not only met Nemeroth at this peak of corrupted power, but brought the creature down, cutting the newly raised demon off from reality before the change could finish. To make the win even greater, he had earlier used the same artifact to overcharge the volcano cannon of the Titan Invictus, firing a single boosted shot that destroyed the orbital spire holding open the rift. In one campaign, then, the Warrior of Macragge proved that his combat skill was historically important on a level very few Space Marines ever reach. Yet the very size of that victory became the reason his own Imperium turned against him. And what came next is something the chapter still refuses to put on open record. Throughout the campaign, Titus showed something that should have been impossible. He touched warp-tainted artifacts directly, endured the whispers and psychic pressure of demonic beings, and walked through the aftermath untouched by any kind of corruption. Ordinary brothers exposed to such forces usually suffer mental breakdowns or, at worst, full spiritual collapse within moments, but he walked away with his mind whole, his faith steady, and his will sharpened. That outcome did not go unnoticed, and it was even remarked upon by Nemeroth himself, who believed his foe carried some hidden link to the realm beyond reality. Out of that strange resistance, Inquisitor Thrax read the Ultramarines' immunity not as a blessing, but as a warning sign of something deeper. In the harsh logic of the Inquisition, anything that defies the normal weaknesses of the human form is suspected of hiding a greater corruption underneath. And so the idea that an Astartes could shrug off demonic influence so completely suggested to Thrax that the suspect might himself be a hidden psyker, or worse, an unwitting tool of the very forces he had just defeated. He was taken into custody. The planet Graia was placed under inquisitorial quarantine, and the accused was led away for a process that even veteran battle brothers dread to think about. What followed has only been hinted at in Imperial records, and much of it remains sealed under the locks of the Holy Ordos. He went through harsh questioning that would have broken 100 lesser men, psychic probing that would have shattered many psychers, and tests of faith that pushed every part of his loyalty to the Emperor of Mankind. He came out of that ordeal not only alive, but eventually cleared of every charge brought against him, a rare outcome given how many accused heretics simply vanished under the Inquisition's process. The endurance he showed under that pressure became yet another mark of the granite core of his spirit. But what the Inquisition did next was something even his own brothers did not see coming, because being cleared of heresy did not mean being given back. He was inducted into the Death Watch, the elite Xenos hunting force of the Ordo Xenos, where Astartes from every chapter are sent to specialize in dealing with alien threats that the wider Imperium cannot reliably counter. Codex Death Watch lays out the structure plainly. Marines on temporary secondment from 100 different chapters kill teams assembled around the threat profile of whatever Xenos race is being hunted, and a vow of silence about everything they see in service. For nearly 100 years, Titus vanished from all official Imperial records and served in those kill teams. Fighting across the galaxy against every Xenos race the Imperium has marked for extinction: Eldar raiders, waking Necron tombs, orc incursions too small for full military response, Tau expansions, Drukhari slave raids, Tyranid splinter fleets, and threats so obscure they do not even appear in standard Imperial records, all fell within his work. A century in the Black Armored Order produces a wholly different kind of warrior from a century in a standard chapter, because the wide range of foes forces a tactical flexibility most Marines never get the chance to build. Fighting Eldar takes speed and foresight, or the Xenos can often see patterns in time before they happen. Combat against Necrons takes firepower able to shatter living metal and the discipline to deal with enemies who refuse to stay down. Facing Tyranids means surviving a living ocean of claws and teeth that adapts to every tactic it meets. He mastered all of these styles and more, and as a result, he built up combat experience across fights that would each be considered career-defining for a normal battle brother. Through his standing within the Ordo Xenos, the Kill Team vaults also open to him, giving him access to weapons, armor patterns, and gear that most Astartes never even touch. Xenos killing ammunition, special chain swords carved with alien-slaying runes, combi weapons built for specific biological targets, and even relic-grade items held in watch fortresses all became tools at his disposal. By the time his service ended, then he was no longer just a Sons of Ultramar officer with rare experience. He had become a specialist in countering every major threat to humanity, a living encyclopedia of alien biology and battle doctrine. But when he finally returned to his old company, the galaxy he found was not the one he had left behind, and what the chapter had become in his absence would test him harder than any century of Xenos hunting ever had. During his absence, the Indominus Crusade had reshaped the Imperium in ways few could have guessed, because the Great Rift had split the stars and torn open the galaxy into a burning scar of demonic invasion. Rebude Gilliman, the Primarch of the Ultramarines themselves, had been brought back to life through the joined work of the Adeptus Mechanicus and the ancient tech priest Dominus, Belisarius Call, and that return allowed the creation of a new breed of Space Marine, the Primaris, built with extra implants and upgrades to the core Astartes design, were stronger than their firstborn elders, and they stood as humanity's answer to a galaxy burning faster than the old chapters could put out. Having been gone for so long, Titus was offered the Rubicon Primaris, the brutal process by which a firstborn Marine is lifted into a Primaris. The procedure carries no promise of success, and many veterans do not survive the change, as their aged bodies reject the new implants or fall apart during the conversion itself. For someone with as many years of service as he had, the risk was real. Yet he crossed the Rubicon and came out stronger than he had ever been. Upon returning to active duty, he was first reassigned as a lieutenant under Captain Sevastus Acheran of the 2nd Company, a placement chosen so as not to disrupt the chapter's existing chain of command. After Acheran fell on the hive world of Trig, however, command of the 2nd passed back to Titus by Calgar's own order, restoring him to the title chapter records had never quite let go. Games Workshop's own 500 Worlds release on the Warhammer Community Archive lays out the succession in their own words. For anyone who wants the canon timeline straight from the source, the 3 extra organs given to Primaris Marines are the Sinew Coils, the Magnificat, and the Belisarian Furnace, and each of them greatly boosts the already superhuman traits of an Astartes. The first of these strengthens the bones and muscles with metal coil cables that pull together with great force, giving impact resistance, more lifting power, and another inner layer of defense. The Magnificat is a small lobe placed in the brain that releases hormones boosting every other implant in the body, which in turn makes the Primaris bigger, faster, and stronger than his firstborn cousins. The Belisarian Furnace, also called the Revitalizer, is a sleeping organ tied to both hearts, and it switches on during moments of severe injury to flood the body with healing chemicals and combat stimulants, pulling the wounded fighter back from the very edge of death. Titus now carries all 3, layered on top of his already strong firstborn package. Given how rare that full set of implants really is, the physical baseline he now stands at staggers any standard human measure, and what an Astartes body actually contains is unlike anything else in the galaxy. A Space Marine stands roughly 7 to 8 feet tall out of armor, and with Primaris upgrades, the upper end goes even higher. Codex Space Marines lays out the full anatomy in clinical detail, and what it describes is unlike anything else walking the galaxy. The body carries 19 specialized organs in the firstborn design, each one tied to a specific part of combat. The secondary heart gives backup blood flow under harsh conditions. The os medulla hardens the bones into a near unbreakable lattice. The biscopia drives muscle growth to superhuman size, and the hemostamine filters toxins while raising the oxygen-carrying power of the blood. The Lerman's organ produces special cells that seal wounds almost at once. The catalepsian node lets him stay awake and active with only minutes of rest for days on end, and the preomner lets him process poisons that would kill an ordinary man within seconds. The rest of his body keeps building on this pattern, and every implant stacks on the ones around it. The omophagia gives him the power to draw memories and knowledge from the flesh of his enemies. The multi-lung lets him breathe in atmospheres that would suffocate any normal human, and the oculobe sharpens his vision to a level no mortal eye can match. The Lyman's ear gives him perfect balance and sharp hearing. The Suzanne membrane lets him enter a sleep state to survive wounds that should have ended him outright, and the melanochrome shifts his skin to resist radiation. The oolitic kidney cleans his blood of nearly any contaminant, the neuroglottis lets him taste poisons by chemical makeup alone, and the mucranoid lets him coat his skin in protective layers for harsh environments. The Betcher's gland lets him spit acidic venom, the progenoid glands collect his gene seed for future marines, and the black carapace links his nervous system straight to his power armor, letting him wear that armor as a full extension of his body. With the 3 Primaris additions, his total organ count rises to 22, and yet, for all that biology, the part of him that the Inquisition still cannot account for has nothing to do with any organ on that list. Around all this sits the Mark 10 Gravis or Tacticus power armor, depending on which set he wears for a given fight, and the effects build even further. The ceramite shell multiplies his strength, boosts his speed, and seals him against harsh environments that would kill most beings instantly. As a result, he can lift loads measured in tons, punch through armored vehicles with his bare fists, and charge at speeds close to 40 miles per hour while in full battle gear. Combine that with 100 years of stored muscle memory, and the warrior who emerges works at the very peak of what the Astartes design is built to make. Yet, even this huge physical edge is not the most dangerous part of what he brings to the field, and what really separates him from other Astartes is something the Imperium has never been able to measure. His mastery of Astartes weapons deserves its own look, for every Space Marine receives the same training, but few ever rise to his depth of use. Like all Battle Brothers, he has been schooled in the full range of Astartes gear, from the iconic bolter to melta devices, plasma guns, flamers, chain swords, power fists, and thunder hammers. What sets him apart is how far he has mastered each of these tools across 100 years of real use in the harshest conditions imaginable. He does more than know how to fire a bolter. He knows the weapon's feel under different gravities, air pressures, and temperatures, which means he knows how to clear specific jams under fire, how to save ammunition in long fights, and how to use the fear that mass reactive rounds put into different enemy types. In close quarters work, his skill with both the chainsword and power sword has been honed through duels with every major threat species in the galaxy. He has crossed swords with blade masters among the Eldar whose centuries of practice would crush ordinary fighters, and he has come out of those engagements without losing his calm. He has met chaos champions whose patron gods whispered combat tricks straight into their corrupted minds, while he has walked away and they have not. He has faced tyrannid bioforms whose biology is built for melee, with blades grown from their own limbs, and reflexes shaped by the hive mind across countless eaten worlds, and he has come back from those clashes as well. The list of foes he has beaten in personal combat therefore includes opponents who would be seen as unbeatable under almost any other circumstances, but none of those victories prepared anyone for what he would have to face in the Fourth Tyrannic War, and none of them explain the one thing the Inquisition still cannot account for. The most striking part of this warrior is not his physical power, his weapon skill, or even his battlefield experience. It is his mind. The galaxy is full of physically strong Astartes, and many of them carry similar combat skills, but what very few of them have is his unbreakable resistance to the corrupting pull of the Immaterium and the mental pressures that define the Imperium's most dangerous enemies. When demonic presence first reached him at Graia, the voices of that other realm whispered into his thoughts. offered him power, threatened his soul, and tested every doubt that might exist in his head. Yet he came out untouched. That outcome has now been confirmed across 100 more fights. Chaos corruption works by finding the cracks in a person's mind and widening them until the whole thing breaks apart, which means it preys on fear, ambition, grief, pride, and every other weakness that ordinary beings carry inside them. And Astartes is far tougher than a mortal, but even Space Marines are not safe from this slow wear, and entire chapters have fallen to the Dark Gods over the long course of Imperial history, with the most famous examples being the 9 traitor legions of the Horus Heresy itself. Because this single warrior can stand in the presence of active demons and remain fully unmoved, then he is either a one-of-a-kind mental anomaly or the holder of some blessing that defies current Imperial understanding. The Inquisition itself could not settle the question, and neither can his brothers to this day. That same iron will reaches beyond the ruinous powers alone, or a Tyranid's psychic presence, sent through the shadow and the warp that follows every hive fleet, has been known to rattle even seasoned Space Marines. The shadow dulls psychic powers, breaks astropathic communications, and fills the mind of nearby defenders with a primal dread that can cause hesitation at the worst possible moment. Yet Titus works inside it without showing any sign of being affected. Whether this resilience comes from the same source that protected him from demonic corruption, or whether his will has simply been forged into something beyond ordinary measure, the result on the field stays the same. He works at full strength in psychic conditions that reduce other warriors to mere survivors clinging to sanity. That answer surfaced on the worlds of the Residious system, where everything the Inquisition had once feared about him was finally put to the test in real time. Across the worlds of the Residious system, including the jungle world of Kadaku, the hive world of Avarax, and the cemetery world of Demirium, an Ultramarine strike team led by Titus pushed back a massive Tyranid invasion by splinters of Hive Fleet Leviathan and a matching Thousand Suns attack at the same time. The events of that campaign are now recorded in the second Warhammer 40k Space Marine title, and even there, the official mission briefings only show part of what happened on the ground. The setup was the most dangerous one you could imagine, given that Tyranids and the followers of the Dark Gods are normally clashing enemies whose presence on the same worlds should be flat out impossible. The Great Devourer eats all biomass, including Chaos cultists themselves, and the traitor legions have no reason to feed a Xenos force that will eventually turn on them. Yet, through a careful plan put together by the sorcerer Imura of the Thousand Suns, both threats landed on the same worlds at once. Drawing on his Deathwatch years, Titus spotted the Tyranid synapse structure faster than most commanders would have. His squad cut through Hive Warriors, Zoanthropes, Neurothropes, and elite bioforms, and his eye for tactics drove the choice to target the Hive Tyrant itself as the kill whose loss would break the Swarm's coordination. Hive Tyrants are synapse creatures, the tactical minds of the Swarm, and innate choice to target the Hive Neurothropes and elite bioforms, and his eye for tactics drove the choice to target the Hive Tyrant itself as the kill whose loss would break the Swarm's coordination. Hive Tyrants are synapse creatures, the tactical minds of the Swarm, and ending one cuts the control of thousands of lesser organisms across a wide stretch of ground, which meant taking down this single target would do more than 1,000 smaller fights ever could. He brought the creature down personally, using a mix of range suppression and precise melee strikes to hit its brief openings between heavy blows. Against the Thousand Suns forces led by Imura, however, the challenge was a completely different kind. The squad faced Rubric Marines, Zangor auxiliaries, and the sorcerer himself, and the Dustfill suits in particular posed a problem no normal doctrine could easily solve, for they are the animated armor of ancient traitor marines whose souls were locked into their ceramite by the Rubric of Ahriman. That ritual makes them relentless foes who cannot be ended through normal means, as they're already gone in any meaningful sense. The only standard answer is to crush their armor entirely through heavy firepower or special weapons, and he used both with practiced skill. Imura himself proved a more layered foe, wielding
Morning, RK. I came to wish you well with art. Oh my gosh, good morning, Rika. Hope your morning's going good. Hope you had a really good sleep and now you're doing all good. Hey, but thank you to come here. Thank you for my well-being. Yes, yes. How are you doing, Rika? What's your plan for today? Mm, I'm like, I was decided on like, I didn't know what to draw, and I was like, you know what? Let's try to focus on my channel for a bit, like, see what I can do that can help me improve my channel in some way possible. And since like we can add like extra stuff into our channel because of the Twitch changes, so I thought like, you know what? Let's start with emotes first. I have done my banner now. I don't know how it looks like. You know, like currently there is some issue. Like I don't know. When you're like offline, you see your channel has like your what playing. When you go to a particular channel, you see some kind of what playing, and there is also like a layout box which says like, oh, this person streamed like this hours ago. I wanted to get removed so that my banner could have been visible in a proper way, but I don't know how to do that, or I don't think it's like possible at all. So yeah, like I made a banner, but it's like obscured by this weird UI design that for some reason I cannot control. But it's completely fine. I wanted to make a banner. It's still incomplete though. It's a really weird looking banner. Not gonna lie, but yeah, I'll be changing it again later. But for now, I'm like, let's make some emotes for my channel. For now, like I probably added like one emote. Is it working now? Yeah, made it just now. Can I see it though? Oh yeah, I can see it. Wait, what? Oh, it looks like this. Wait, that's actually insane. That's actually really nice. uh, yeah, I don't know like what kind of emote I should be making. Like this chibi style emote that I'm using right now, or something like Pepe style or meme styled emotes. I am not so sure what I'm supposed to do. But yeah, as of now, like I'm also making like another one right now. I'm making an IShowSpeed emote kind of thingy. Oh man, how does it even work? He has a really big nose, right? Yeah, I think I should consider that. um, uh, what street 3? Oh, let's go. Thank you, Rika. Thank you for like hopping into my stream. I'm certainly like seeing you like almost daily in my stream, which is like really nice to see, considering my stream used to be like, yeah, just one chatter and then no chats for like few days. So almost like every day I'm seeing like some kind of chatting happening in my stream, which is like really nice to see. And for that, really, really thank you, Rika. Yay. I'm almost close to like making this, right? That's how it looks like. His lips. Oh yeah, okay, it rises and then falls, something like this. Okay. Oh my god. You can use reference. That's what I'm seeing. Like I'm watching a reference and doing accordingly. Mm. Oh man. Mm, I mean, I guess it could be used as like a, like, you know, like trying to hold your laugh kind of an emote or something. I think that's gonna be funny, in my opinion. And you're welcome. Yeah, Rika is always there. Mm. Wait, should I make it like this, or should I make that, you know, that pout looking face that he makes before making this face, you know? Or should I make it both, like, you know, as a separate emotes, or like, oh, I cannot even animate. I think animated emotes can only be uploaded if you're affiliate, right? Man, I really wanted to put that, but yeah, I think I'm still restricted and hindered from that kind of a thing. Since I'm learning animation, I really wanna put some animated emotes. I guess mm, I think I can like, yeah, maybe, yeah, let's focus on this, I guess. Instead of I'm watching reference, you should say I am looking at a reference. Yeah, actually that makes sense. Thank you for the correction, Vika. Yeah, I am indeed looking at one rather than watching at one. No, I mean, yeah, I am actually looking at one reference, but okay, I guess then there is gonna be here, right? My character here. Oh, it looks so weird, man. Watching usually implies the thing is moving. Oh yeah, that is true. Looking is like usually the subject is like a stationary thing, right? What if I say I'm looking at an ant moving towards its anthill? Uh, does that make sense? And uh, wait, it should fold this way. Okay, I never expected my OC to look this. Hmm. Wait, actually, I shouldn't say it. Oh man. You would say I'm watching because you're experiencing its movements. Hmm. I am watching an ant going towards its anthill or something, right? Yeah, I guess that makes sense too. Like, okay, I'm watching a movie. Mm, but you cannot say like I'm watching a picture. I see, I see. Hmm. Good job. No, you cannot. Wait, what? Yeah, yeah, I'm looking at a picture, right? That sounds. What do I say? Intuitive. I have no other words to explain that, Lamau. I think people mix up looking and watching a lot. Yeah. I mean, people don't really get that deep into like usage of words that almost mean the same, even though there is like a difference between them. But yeah, like if there is something wrong, you gotta correct it. Simple as that. I'm making an emote, right? I shouldn't be going into that detail. Why am I wasting time? Right? It's gonna be the hair. And of course, okay, it's gonna be the face, right? The hair's gonna be falling from the side like this, and then maybe that's how it is. Man, it looks so weird for my OC to look like this. Wait, does it even show like it's making that expression? What if I look from far away? No, actually no. Let me make them a bit bigger, I suppose. Will it make more sense if I do this? One eye gap between those two, right? That looks a little bigger. I need to decrease a bit. Almost the same size. Okay, I just realized it's a little quiet over here. Where is that music that I saved? Playlist, liked videos. Should I make pixel art? Should I add something like pixel emoji? Okay, you know what? Never mind. Pixel art emoji. I don't think it's necessary. I can do it later. I can think about it. If I have like more emote slots unlocked when I'll be an affiliate, I have no idea when that's gonna be. I don't think it's gonna be in quite a while. Maybe next year, but as of now, I need to think something funny and something that can be used by a lot of people, you know. The heart emoji, like, that's like used by a lot of people, so I added it. Other than that, some emote artists make their emotes with pixel art because it looks better. Do what you want. You can always share it, and maybe someone want to use it. Yeah. I guess it depends, like, what you like or what's your preference is. So I think I'll just make like a plain emoji, plain typical emoji, chibi style that others use. No, it's not even chibi. There's like more on the funny side rather than chibi style, you know. As you can see, I'm like literally trying to copy this particular expression over here. I just realized he has like really big nose, right? I gotta highlight it properly, but sure, if you want. Yeah, I'll be emphasizing more on like meme kind of meme, something like a meme rather than like any other style. So I just realized one thing. Liquify tool. Brush size, strength. Please drag over here a little bit. Okay, the entire face is getting dragged, which is not good. Okay, that's the hair there, right? Okay, so this is gonna be like trying to hold your laugh kind of emote. Then what else should I make? Any ideas? If you have, do let me know. Meanwhile, I'll also be looking for some funny emotes. Wait, where is pointed laugh? Oh man. Yeah, I need that kind of emoji where it's like wait, but okay, you know what? This will be already there, so I'll make one laughing emote of a different kind. Man, I cannot find it. Wait, what? Where is it though? Let me search Franker face. Franker face. Should I check in beat 7TV? I think let me check it in 7TV. And top emotes. Huh? Rip Bozo. Okay. Ding dong. Ipuran. Caught. Oh, wait. I can make that face. The David face. Yeah, I remember one. I can make that, yeah. Okay, so this is done. Should I make it all in like one single canvas over here, or should I like make it on separate canvases? You know what? Let's make it on a simple one. I mean on a single one, yeah. No, it's not. I gotta select every layer again. Wait, what layer even was this? It's nothing. This layer just exists for nothing. You know what? I'm gonna delete it and select everything. You know what? I'm gonna put it under folder, name it rough. You're talking to yourself is so silly. Well, I mean, as they say, you gotta keep talking, right, when you're streaming so as to not make it boring. Although I don't know if the stuff that I'm talking about is boring or not. I mean, I do sound boring, but at this point, I'm speaking my mind out. That's it. That's how it is. I'm not sure what you're doing. So like, see, as you can see, like I've made like a rough sketch of what emoji I want to draw on a single canvas, as you can see. And I was thinking like I should make it on a separate canvas, like other emojis, like keep each emoji separate in separate canvases, or should I just make all emojis that I wanna make in like one single canvas? And so I decided on making emojis on a single canvas. This one's gonna go there. Yeah, okay, this is done. So let's move on to like some other sketch. Wait. You know what? I'm gonna reverse this entire thing. I'm gonna change the canvas properties. So like whenever I have to like zoom in or bring back my original image, it does not dare, you know. So I have to like increase my resolution or something, my canvas size. Let it put like 3000. I don't know if that's enough. Or should I put 4000? I think 4000 should also be enough, but it's gonna lag. Why not 3500? Why not choose the middle ground? Stupid. Exactly. Let's go. Huh? Okay. The size has been increased to 35. Yes, nice. Let's go. It's faster to make multiple emotes on one, but you should check to make sure the canvas is big enough. Yeah, try to find a template for size. Look up one with like 3-4 emote boxes, because it may be too big if you do it yourself. What do you mean template? Where do I get template? Apply transformation, no. Okay. Because you need to do it yourself. Wait, there is like a canvas template available for drawing emotes. I did not know about it. I mean, I was simply thinking of like, okay, like I am gonna resize this thing and put it on like one corner, like on top like this. Is it too small? I think it's good enough. Okay, like this is done. You know what? Let me just divide this like into 2 sections like this. Yeah. I'll be putting my emotes on top there, and yeah, I'll be making the rough ones on the bottom there. A template is something that acts as an example of how to realize it is a specific product. Yeah, I fear like, see, I've made this thing, but now if I try to zoom or enlarge that rough sketch, it's gonna break. I mean, I've experienced it. So that's why I chose like a bigger canvas size. I think resolution is good enough. Wait, okay, let me find that one. Wait, what happened to this? Okay, Franker phase has some issues. Why is it working so slow? Yeah. One, I recommend making the window the size of an emote. Okay, my brain almost died over there. Okay, let me read that again. Here, try this. I recommend making the window the size of an emote. Window the size of an emote. You mean like simply zoom out all the way? Like this? I mean, that's how it's gonna be, right? So wait, what was my plan? I had already thought about that, right? Add another layer and fill the canvas with a color like blue. The canvas itself, make the resolution with this. Oh my gosh, wait. Change canvas size. Wait, what's change image resolution. What is this? Width, height, scale, high accuracy, interpolation method, average colors. I have no idea what that means. Don't change number of pixels. Resolution is 300 pixels. Okay. Width and to height is like 3500. Resolution is 300 pixels. That's the canvas resolution. What's canvas size then? Oh, what is this? A reference point. Okay, you set reference point like this. The canvas is make the resolution fit the size. Most emotes are 200 into 200. Size of canvas. Oh shit, it's 12,000 pixels. Reset please. Yes, thank you. Canvas size, adjusting the size of the whole canvas. I'm changing the size of the whole canvas. What is this? 20,000 pixels. Reset. I'm simply zooming it. I'm not increasing the size actually. Type in the box that comes up with a separate window. Okay. Yes. I am seeing. Shit, there is a mosquito over here. I need to kill it. It's dead. You can type in the box that comes up in a separate window. Okay, you don't have to do it manually. A box comes up in a separate window. A box comes in a separate window. There is a box that comes up in a separate window. Where? In a separate window. Oh my gosh. When you click on resize canvas, it will come up with a window. Okay, yeah, change canvas size, right? Yeah, it is like there is a window already. Oh my gosh. You're typing a lot. I can literally hear it. I hear your mechanical keyboard typing like a maniac. No way. If you want, we can like sit in a VC and You can guide me through if you want, you know. Wait, who pinged me? Okay, there's no one. Here, let me find a video. I cannot at the moment. Yeah, I have to do my studies. Yeah. Good thing, like, I'll not be there to disturb you, Lamau. Uh, mm, okay, so. Then I have to, like, ah, 400 pixels, you saying? Okay. 200 into 200 pixels. Let's. Okay, no, let's settle with 300. What happens after this? What? Now, okay, if I like change back, do I get my drawing back? 3,500, 3,500. Oh, wait, I do get it back. Okay, it's just like the canvas exists, it's just that it shows you a small portion. It's like a mask or something, right? Is that what it is? Is that how it works? Clips are repeat how to make multiple steps where you can transform the drawing and move to the center. Yeah, that's also something you can do. You know what I was thinking this entire time? Like, you know, just simply make those emotes over here. I'll, after making them, just make them small and drag them on to the top. After saving them, I'll just like manually edit them separately using Windows editing or something. And then, yeah, I'll just crop and cut each one of them separately. That's what I was thinking. The canvas is literally the workspace that shows. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. Okay, so the image will be saved, but oh yeah, that's also one more thing. Like I'm also like I used to use like an image resizer. I used to go to a website if I had to like make an image a little small or according to the size that I wanted, then I simply went to the sites. What is going on? That is what I was explaining, but if you do it try to look back, yeah, that is true. I'll leave it to you. It's been 30 minutes, so I have to get back to my studies now. Okay, yeah. Please focus on your studies, Rika. Hope you have a really good time with your studies. Don't forget to take breaks between, okay? Do some stretching. One sip of coffee or something is really good. And yeah, good luck with your studies, then. Have a great time learning. Let's go. And thank you for the help this entire time. I'm so sorry that you had to. Where's that thing called? What's that? What's that term called? Sustain. No. What is that called? Oh, yeah. You had to bear my incompetence for 30 minutes straight. Oh man. For someone who's like going on a professional field of teaching, it may be a little bit unbearable. But I will try my best to be better. I want to. Oh, she drew this. That's actually so adorable. Cute. That's really cute, man. Okay, let's make our second emote now. Let's go. Be sure to check this video out, how to make multiple squares for emotes. Yeah, I'll be checking out. It's from Olivia. Okay. Will help you. Okay. Thank you for the help. See you later then. Yeah. See you later. Good luck with your studies then. Let's go. Wait, who? Lamar. Okay.
So what you need to do in Clip Studio Paint is first you want to open up the big canvas. So what I'm going to do is going to make the width 3,000 pixels, make the height 2,000 pixels. So it's going to be like one rectangle like this.
And it's okay, it's just hard to type so much here and not get through. Yeah, that's what I was worried about, like so much typing just for you to show it all inside my head, inside my little head. That yeah, but yeah, like I'm simply watching the video that you suggested and I'll be following that.
Here we are. I have my big
Wait, is it really 1080 60p? Why is her video still blurry?
put the individual squares. Now I know in Photoshop and probably
Okay, it's fine.
Tool
Yeah.
I haven't used
But hey, again, thank you for the tip. Let me check this video out
you
now.
can just like drag and drop. Drag and drop, could drag and drop. But in Clip Studio Paint you can't
Wait, what?
So here we 3,000 pixels, make the height 2,000 pixels.
What?
So it's going to be like one rectangle like this. here we are. I have my big canvas and I'm ready to put the individual squares. So now I know in Photoshop and probably Paint Tool Sai, I haven't used Paint Tool Sai. You can just like drag and drop, you know, drag and drop, could drag and drop. But in Clip Studio Paint, you can't really do that. So what we're gonna do is make another canvas. This time it's gonna be our emotes canvas. I guess the paper color doesn't really matter because we're gonna color that transparent layer anyway. So now I have my smaller canvas here. I know you guys can't see that, but there. This is the paper layer anyway. So
Wait, what did it do?
really do that. Drag and drop. And probably Paint Tool Sai. I haven't used Paint Tool Sai. You can just like drag and drop, you know, drag and drop, could drag and drop. But in Clip Studio Paint, you can't really do that. So what we're gonna do is make another canvas. This time it's gonna be our emotes canvas. I guess the paper color doesn't really matter because we're gonna color that transparent layer anyway. So now I have my smaller canvas here. I know you guys can't see that, but there. This is the paper layer that's colored. So now we want to make sure we're on the transparent layer here. What we're going to do is take our paint bucket. We're going to color that transparent layer. Now, let's go back to the big square, or not square, the rectangle that we're going to put the little squares on. And we're going to make a folder here. And we're going to call that folder emotes background. Emors.
Why did she make a different canvas?
Emotes background. So now we have this folder that's ready for all the individual squares. Now what we're going to do is go back to this square layer and we're going to edit, copy, or you can Control C. Then we're going to go back to this one, make sure we're in here, this folder. Then we're going to go edit, paste, or Control V. So now you have your square on this canvas.
Okay.
So now since we want to make multiple, we can just hit Control V again. So now we have 2. And what I like to do is make sure you have your move tool selected still. And I use the arrows on my keyboard just to move it over. You know, just so things end up more uniform and whatnot when you're making all of your squares.
Ooh.
Getting them ready to be worked
It looks
on.
professional. Yeah.
And you can space them however you want. If you want to have like a little room to write like what emote it is, then you can do that too. So now we want to come here to the 2 square layers that we have and we want to merge them together so they're on one layer. See, so now when I go to move one, the other one moves with it. Oops. So now if we want to make more than 2, we can just Control C, Control V. Now we have 4 squares. And once again, you can use your arrows on your keyboard to keep them more uniform and whatnot. It just helps things aesthetically. And yeah, it keeps the flow nice. I'm gonna leave some space here so I can write like what each individual emote is. So yeah, now that we have that, we're gonna merge them together. So now they're all on one layer. Now we're gonna Control C and V again. So now we have 8 squares. And once again, I'm gonna use my arrows just to move it over. If you are good at lining them up using your stylus pen, then more power to you because I can't do that. So I just find the arrows keep things a little more uniform. So now once I have the amount that I want, let's just say I want to work with 8 at once. I'm going to make sure they're all on their one layer. And yeah, that's pretty much how you make the background. Now if you want to work on the emotes, what I like to do is keep all of the emotes in their own folder. So say for this folder, it's going to be like a hype emote. I will type hype, and all of the layers pertaining to this hype emote will stay in this folder. That way, once I'm ready to export, I can just hide all of these and the other emotes that I make in each individual folder, and I can export them one by one like that.
Ooh.
So yeah, I hope that.
Wait.
So now once I have the amount that I want, let's just say I want to work with 8 at once. I'm going to make sure they're all on their one layer. And yeah, that's pretty much how you make the background. Now if you want to work on the emotes, what I like to do is keep all of the emotes in their own folder. So say for this folder, it's going to be like a hype emote. I will type hype, and all of the layers pertaining to this hype emote will stay in this folder. That way, once I'm ready to export, I can just hide all of these and the other emotes that I make in each individual folder, and I can export them one by one like that. So yeah, I hope that helps. If you are an emote artist too and you haven't figured out how to do this on Clip Studio Paint, I hope this tutorial helps you. Yeah, and if you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends that also work in Clip Studio Paint. Maybe if they're struggling with this. I know I was. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel and click the notification bell to be notified when I upload new videos. And yeah, I guess that's about it. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye!
What? May 18, 4:49 p.m. Lamau. Okay, so I think I should change it then, right? What the hell? Maybe I should just undo everything over here. Yeah, up to this point, I think everything was fine. So you're saying I should make a completely different canvas of it, right? A new canvas which is like 300 into 300 pixels, I suppose. Yeah, let's make a new one over here. Copy everything over here. Edit, copy, edit, paste. Sheesh! It's too big. Actually, I should just increase their size, right? Increase their size up to some acceptable limits. Something like this. Hmm. What? Hmm. So what did they do?
Drag and drop, could drag and drop. But in Clip Studio Paint, you can't really do that. So what we're gonna do is make another canvas. This time it's gonna be our emotes canvas. I guess the paper color doesn't really matter because we're gonna color that transparent layer anyway. So now I have my smaller canvas here. I know you guys can't see that, but there. This is the paper layer that's colored. So now we want to make sure we're on the transparent layer here. What we're gonna do is take our paint bucket. We're gonna color that transparent layer. Now, let's go back to the big square. Where we're gonna, this is the paper canvas. Is make another canvas. This time it's gonna be our emotes canvas.
Okay. Preset emote. What does that even mean? Paper color.
I guess the paper color doesn't really matter because we're gonna color that transparent layer anyway. So now I have
Yes, I think this transformation is good enough. View request. Wait, how do you make this?
其实画好侧脸并不难，观察脸部眼角到眉弓骨突出，所以这条线以中线为参考，平行于中线来画。再往下，因为有发达的口轮匝肌，所以微微用弧线去画。最后，因为下巴是往回收的，所以这里的线适当往内凹就好了。可是老师
Yeah, let's see if this is actually really important. Okay, now what's making sense? But
For this light. But I don't even think that that light was turned on. So I'm not really sure what to do. This is super creepy. The power went out, except for this light. No power, except for this light. But I don't even think that that light was turned on. So I'm not really sure what to do.
what? Add camera movement and tilt control. C view support left right tilt. And 2 to 3 times higher resolution. Ooh. Is that even real, bro? Oh shit. Hmm. Taking 3 months for a headshot should have been normal, by the way. No, I have to 50 pieces. Bro. I'm going to think of method differently from now on. Bro. Hmm. Okay, I was distracted a little bit.
Here. I know you guys can't see that, but there. This is the paper layer that's colored. So now we want to make sure we're on the transparent layer here. What we're going to do is take our paint bucket. We're going to color that transparent layer. Now, let's go back to the big square, or not square, the rectangle that we're going to put the little squares on. And we're going to make a folder here. And we're going to call that folder emotes background. Emotes background. So now we have this square layer. Now what we're going to do is go back to this square layer and we're going to edit, copy, or you can control C.
Hmm. That's actually insane.
Then we're going to go back to this one, make sure we're in here, this folder. Then we're going to go edit, paste, or control V. So now you have your square. Emotes background. So now we have this folder that's ready for all the individual squares. Now what we're going to do is go back to this square layer and we're going to edit, copy, or you can control C. And we're going to go back to this one, make sure we're in here, this folder. Then we're going to go edit, paste, or control V. So now you have your square on this canvas. So now since we want to make multiple, we can just hit control V again. So now we have 2 what I like to do is make sure you have your move tool selected still, and I use the arrows on my keyboard just to move it.
New raster layer, I suppose. What? 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 You stupid. Mapping pen. Okay. Hmm. Wow. Bro, really? He did not fall, are you serious? Ooh, that's actually insane. The war within. Weird. Oh man, what the hell, man? Yeah, it's gonna be something like this. I guess now it's time to color. What's my color anyways? Yeah. What's that reference that I was looking for? Which one was it? Oh yeah, this one. This one over here is like this color, I see. And the hair looks so ugly. Lamau. And I seem to have spotted a mistake over here. It's completely incomplete. Completely incomplete. Yeah, that's how it is. Much better. Much better. It's too small. I think it's too small. Okay. Major mistakes. I did it on the wrong layer. That's why it was acting that way. Okay. Thank you for joining. It should be better. Oi. Okay. Ooh. I like that. Sorry. Why did I have to do something like this? I don't understand that. Sexy. Oh. Hmm. I think it's better now. WhatsApp Bihari sir name 4838269423. Let's go. Welcome, Swordfish. Welcome. How have you been doing? Hopefully you had your dinner. Let's go. Wait. I need to lock in a bit. I want to have this emoji finished as soon as possible. So just give me some time. But hopefully your day has been well. Did you have your dinner? Wait, I had to select it, right? Okay. Okay. Party's going on. Okay. I'm brainstorming a little too much. Yeah, I guess it's gonna be like this. I think it's good enough. Not bad, not bad. I guess it's good. It's good enough. Okay, now it's multiply, so I'll just like darken this entire area. Simple. Now copy this thing, duplicate layer, put it on top of this thing. Color. Lamau. It looks so weird, but it is indeed funny. Okay, let me change the luminosity a little bit. Ooh, this looks like Duro style. Let's go. Actually, I should like change a little bit. And add some amount over here. Oh. First density is 100, then why? Oh, it's because of... Yeah. I did change the color, that's why. Now it's better. Much visible to new layer and then edit, copy, edit, paste. Oh, this one is gonna be interesting.
We, humanity, thought we could just spread across the stars, rule what was rightfully ours, and under the leadership of the God Emperor of mankind himself, burn the heretic, mutant, and disgusting xenos from our borders, to finally find the ultimate enlightenment. But this galaxy fights back, as if always keeping us one step away from what is rightfully our birthright. From big ol' vampiric sun-eaters, green fungi that pop up nearly everywhere and just want to fight every single living being, dark gods that feast upon the souls of the living, all the way to new species that pop up everywhere, like the hopeful Tau, and hell, even the intergalactic Tyranids that have arrived to kick us in the groin. The Warhammer 40k galaxy is not a pretty place. So why haven't we left this galaxy? Has anyone left this galaxy? Like, this place seems pretty awful. Why would you want to stay here? Why hasn't the Imperium, or any other species for that matter, just packed their ships full of food, supplies, and war gear, and just left? In today's video, we are going to cover every canonical source about who has left the galaxy, how that travel went for them, and why, over and over, everybody keeps coming back. Are there even more horrible creatures out there? Do the Chaos Gods influence those realms too?
Let me save this.
Ruled by their own gods. Was the war in heaven only fought in our galaxy, or across the entire universe? What did the Imperium discover when we sent drones to nearby galaxies?
New folder.
The entire universe has
Emoji.
to stay here. All that and a whole lot more in today's video. If you haven't already and you want to see more deep dives like this into the deepest reaches of the lore, consider liking and subscribing.
Well, let's save it over there.
And it helps push these videos further into the YouTube machine spirit. Alright, let's get into the lore. To start, we need to find out why people would want to leave this galaxy. Isn't there a way to fix this one? Or is leaving really the only option? Do we really need To live in a galaxy torn in half by the cicatrix maledictum, also known as the Great Rift, is to live in a galaxy utterly wasted by eternal war and the laughter of thirsting gods. Our Milky Way, the stars that humanity roams, is filled with so many horrific creatures and tools of destruction that even the Emperor himself had to pause and wipe away his sweat at times. To be a human in such times is to be one amongst untold trillions, attacked from all sides by xenos we could not even begin to try and understand. Every day, new wars are started all over the galaxy for many reasons. Some of these reasons are for things like the proclaimed greater good of the Tau, who scheme and plot behind the backs of their citizens and allies. Other wars are started for petty greed, as is often seen with the Leagues of Votan, who wanna acquire a new vein of fresh adamantine. But even more wars, or as I should say, wars, are started by the orcs just for the fun of it. The galaxy is filled with what some call righteous revolutions, but in truth, most of these rebellions only serve to fuel the dark gods beyond the material veil, or even to prepare and soften a planet for the great devourer. Whether consumed by infinite hunger of the hive mind, or squeezed dry by the industry and war machine of the Imperium, nowhere in the galaxy is safe. The worlds of humanity, when not beset by war, are used as a resource, only to be spent by the High Lords of Holy Terra for reasons unknown. Hive worlds produce soldiers and laborers by the billions. Agri worlds are used to feed only a small number of the countless humans across the galaxy. And even more worlds are stripped clean of resources and material to feed into the furnace that is the Adeptus Mechanicus. For over 35 millennia, humanity has tried everything in its power to control these horrors. But as time has gone on, it's only gotten worse. To no one's surprise, every single other Xenos species has tried this exact same thing. And although the Eldar, for example, ruled the galaxy for over 60 million years, even they realized that they could not stay here. This galaxy is cursed. We should have left when we had the chance. Humanity has had faster than light travel for many thousands of years. The Eldari possess mobile worlds that can travel through multiple dimensions. Hell, even the Necrons have technology able to break into the basement of our reality, to nearly instantly teleport to wherever they want. So why haven't we left? What is holding us back? Let's take a look at the sources that tell us exactly when and why the Imperium has tried to leave the galaxy. Afterwards, we will look at the list of Xenos that did the same thing, and why they too came back. The Imperium is often considered a blind and ignorant